What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, we're taking a look at the SSL Fusion Vintage Drive because it's on sale for just $29 until October 4th. So you have about a week to pick this one up if you're interested. And of course, I have a link in the description if you want to check it out, learn more about it, or pick it up. So the Fusion Vintage Drive is part of the hardware, or emulated from part of the hardware processor, the SSL Fusion, which is a saturator. It's got a little bit of stereo width control on there, as well as a high frequency compressor. But it's a hardware unit that's meant for master bus, and SSL has, in my opinion, being petty, broken this up into several different plugins. So each section of the SSL Fusion is its own plugin, which again I feel is petty, but it's what they did. But this is the most interesting part of it to me, which is the saturation part. So this is the vintage drive. We're going to check it out. I'm going to go over the controls, and of course I'll let you hear what it sounds like. Looking at the controls, very minimal controls here. We have input and output trim. We have drive, density, and your wet and dry mix. And if you click this question mark, it's going to enable the tooltips, which you can hover over these and get descriptions of what they are. So let's turn that on. So with the drive, it says it adds unique nonlinear saturation to the signal for added strength and cohesion. And with the density, fine-tunes the effects of the circuit. Lower values, less than 3, produce emphasis towards even order harmonics. So under 3, we've got even order harmonics, and then obviously above that, we're looking at odd order harmonics. All right, so right now I've got the vintage drive on this track. I've got it on the master bus. I've got the SSL native bus compressor 2, and then following that I have the SSL Fusion vintage drive. And I will say, just the default settings by this, I immediately heard a difference when I engaged this. So let's start with the bypass. I'm going to play this track, and then I'll bring it in, and of course we'll go through some of these controls.
What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume. Told that bitch don't play. I represent black hate. Throw that ass for a young businessman. Yeah, make that thing wobble while there's money in my hand.
All right, so you can really hear it come forward with that saturation, and I like the metering on here. So this light next to the vintage drive at the top is going to show you how much saturation you're doing. Just like a traffic light, you've got green, yellow, and red, and that's also indicated in the metering here in the middle of the plug-in. You see the middle is yellow, and then once you get up to 9, you're looking at the red. So let's drive this and hear what it sounds like.
What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume. Told that bitch don't play. I represent black hate. Throw that ass for a young businessman. Yeah, make that thing wobble while there's money in my hand. I just might pop a bottle, tell the DJ run it back. What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume.
So you can hear with it turned all the way up to 11, it doesn't sound bad, and it's not driving it into distortion, which I would have assumed that it would do. But with this being made for master bus, you really don't want to drive that into distortion anyway. But I do like that we can really crank this, and it doesn't sound bad. Let's crank up this density now, as well as go back with it to the minimum. So again, towards the left, we go under 3. We're affecting the even order harmonics, and above 3, we are affecting the odd harmonics. And I like that we've got this, just that dot there is probably, oh no, that dot goes all around. So that's 3, 7. Okay, well, I thought that dot at 3 was kind of indicating where you were going between that even and odd. But let's start with the even, and then we'll work our way all the way up to the odd.
What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume. Told that bitch don't play. I represent black hate. Throw that ass for a young businessman. Yeah, make that thing wobble while there's money in my hand. I just might pop a bottle, tell the DJ run it back. What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume.
All right, definitely has a darker sound when we've got the even order harmonics going there. And I forgot to mention, we also have an auto gain button, which will just volume match. When using saturation, I really don't use this because I like to use the input gain to drive it a little more and then just back off the output, which you see I've done here. I've increased the input by 3 dB and I backed it off by 3 dB. So it's essentially what the auto gain is doing, but this is the way I like to use saturation. All right, now that was it on the master bus. Let's check it out on a vocal though. So I'm going to bypass this and this rap vocal that you're hearing. I've got the SSL channel strip 2 on it where I'm doing a little bit of EQ. and a little bit of compression. And then following that, I have the SSL Fusion vintage drive. And this is just the default settings with drive at 6, density at 5.
What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume. Told that bitch don't play. I represent black hate. Throw that ass for a young businessman. Yeah. Make that thing wobble while there's money in my hand. Yeah. I just might pop a bottle. Tell the DJ run it back.
All right, again, we're getting that level boost because of the saturation, and I really like how it's opening it up. I'm not used to saturation opening up the sound as far as kind of on the top end. It's making it sound a little brighter. I'm going to drive this a little bit as well as increase the density as well and the input trim.
What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume. Told that bitch don't play. I represent black hate. Throw that ass for a young businessman. Yeah. Make that thing wobble while there's money in my hand. Yeah. I just might pop a bottle. Tell the DJ run it back.
All right, let's A/B this.
What's your name? Where you from? Send your resume. Told that bitch don't play. I represent black hate. Throw that ass for a young businessman. Yeah. Make that thing wobble while there's money in my hand.
All right, so I like what that's adding. Final thoughts on the SSL vintage drive. I'd really have to compare this to other saturation plugins, and going into this, I was feeling like I wasn't going to purchase this because I have so many saturation plugins, but I really like how this one opens up the top end. So for $29, I'm going to go ahead and be picking this one up. And if you want the whole bundle, you can see here, the whole bundle is $799, which is just really ridiculous to me. They're like $200 each for these plugins broken up into different sections. But again, this is the most interesting section to me. So for $29, what I'm hearing here, I am liking this, and I'm going to go ahead and be picking this up. And what's crazy is the hardware version of the SSL Fusion is on sale for $2,200 right now. So with the plugin bundle for $800, you're almost at half price, or I guess what, a little under a third of the price to the hardware anyway. But definitely comment and let me know what y'all think about this one. If you're using a saturation plugin on your master bus, let me know what you're using as well. And again, I'll have a link in the description if y'all want to check this out, learn more about it, or pick it up. It is $29 until October 4th. So again, you got about a week to pick this one up if you are interested. All right. If you enjoy this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if y'all want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do.